Good morning, welcome back. Becoming an Indiana State Trooper could lead to a bright future in law enforcement, maybe one you haven't considered before. State police are looking for new recruits right now. And Sergeant Andrew Kosis joins us from the Indianapolis Post right now, actually in the squad car right now, parked for us to talk about this. And Sergeant, I know someone's at home thinking, I haven't really thought of this before. Could this be for me? How does someone know if this could be the right path for them?
That is an excellent question. Thank you for having me today. This is not a job, this is a career. And I use a great example that I feel applies to a lot of people who haven't thought about pursuing a career with the Indiana State Police. On 9/11, when the buildings tumbled down, there were people that ran away, and they had every right to because it was a very scary situation. But also that day, there was a faction of people who ran towards the wreckage. And honestly, even in Indiana in 2011 at the Indiana State Fair, when the stage collapsed on August 13th, same thing happened then. You have people that are wired in such a way. It's not just about arresting people or writing tickets. That desire to do a greater good, be willing to help your brother, your sister in need. So I think there are people who are wired that way, and maybe they just get focused on the arrests and the tickets. And it's so much more than that. There's so many opportunities to help people and assist our communities.
Boy, you mentioned 2 days there that so many of us will never forget for the rest of our lives. So someone who is interested in this, what do they need to know in terms of, I guess, first, any type of physical evaluation that they'll need to do?
Absolutely. So we have our basic eligibility requirements. They're pretty simple. You have to be a U.S. citizen, at least 21 and less than 40 by the day that you're appointed. That's your graduation date from the academy. You have to have vision correctable to 20/50, a valid driver's license, a high school diploma or the equivalent to GED, and then you have to be willing to reside anywhere in the state of Indiana. That does scare some people. I can tell you that our executive staff in the Human Resources Division, we do a great job of placing people where they want to go or very close to. You can also transfer around the state, which is something other agencies can't say. As far as physically, what you need to do, prepare. When you go to take the physical abilities test, you're going to do push-ups, sit-ups, a 300-meter run, a mile-and-a-half run, and a vertical leap. What can you do to prepare? Do push-ups, do sit-ups, run. It seems so obvious because it is. But we also offer workshops throughout the state where myself and other state troopers will meet with potential applicants, and we'll do what we can to help them prepare. We'll walk them through the hiring process, and we'll even work out with them and critique them, and give them advice on how they can improve.
And of course, I mean, this is just a starting point that can then lead to in several different directions in a different field or discipline that you may have an interest in or specialty in. I mean, can you just talk about the variety of different positions this could then lead to?
Absolutely. I think one of the best parts of our agency is the ceiling, the trajectory, and the latitude of movement. So, for example, I love what I do. I always joke that the state issued me everything, and I even met my wife through the state police. So it's given me a lot, and so I try to give back. But when I wanted to be in recruiting a few years ago, I heard there was going to be a position, so I started doing things to help with that. They made a position for it with Human Resources, and I found my way to it. I absolutely love what I do. I believe in our mission statement, everything the superintendent says, and you all hear it around Indianapolis. We actually strive very, very strongly to have integrity, believe in our community, loyalty, professionalism, all those good things. That's what being a state trooper is about. So I have no problem going to these workshops and meeting the next generation of troopers and trying to find those special people to fill that role. But you have pilots, you have undercover units, you have our SWAT team. Again, the sky's the limit with the state. We have a lot of cyber crimes is huge right now. So we have a section for that. If you can think of it, we probably offer it. Scuba team, K9 units. But again, I would say state police, compared to other agencies, probably has just a little more to offer. And also that latitude of movement throughout our state is a great plus.
Boy, we're almost out of time. Real quickly, though, just when are the applications due and where can people find more?
Great ending question. So the applications are online. If you go to the Indiana State Police website, you'll find links to give you information about us and to show you where to apply. And you have up until August 22nd to apply.
Sergeant Kosis, thanks so much for joining us from your office on wheels. We appreciate it this morning. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Coming up here in our next hour of news, Lucas Oil Stadium.